Okay, dear hello students, I am Rajneesh Kumar again in front of you with a new lecture which includes reaction and uses of the naphthalene. I am working as assistant professor in NIT Pharmacy Institute, Greater Noida. So, in the previous lecture we have discussed the structure and the synthesis of naphthalene. Okay. We have also discussed the polynuclear hydrocarbons, their categories, their classification, their definitions, and we also discussed about the resonating structure of naphthalene in the previous lecture, along with the different method of synthesis and isolation also of naphthalene. Okay. So, in the present lecture we will go for the next topics on the naphthalene, which includes reaction and uses. Okay. So, without wasting any time, we just go on the reaction. Okay. So, as we know that naphthalene belongs to the polynuclear aromatic hydrocarbons. Okay. So, you are already aware by the study of benzene and naphthalene in the previous lecture that most of the aromatic compounds, okay, they prefers electrophilic aromatic substitution reaction. Okay. Nucleophilic substitution reaction is also possible, but not at the normal conditions. We need some modified and strong conditions for the nucleophilic substitution reaction in the aromatic compounds. Okay. So, we studied in the benzene that benzene is a planar molecule and it is having 6 carbon, which is having p orbitals, which is and each pi orbitals having a single electrons, and that particular p orbitals are perpendicular to the plane of the benzene ring. Okay. So, that position of the p orbitals in the benzene ring will form electron clouds above and below of the benzene ring. Okay. Because of that electron cloud, electrophilic substitution reactions found easy to take place in the benzene, while nucleophilic substitution reactions are very difficult to take place. Okay. The same conditions are here with the naphthalene also. This is the linear combination of two benzene rings fused together. Each benzene ring having lone each benzene is having p orbital. Okay. That p orbital is also perpendicular to the plane of benzene ring, or here we can say that the p orbital of the each carbon atoms are perpendicular to the plane of naphthalene, as naphthalene is also a planar compounds. Okay. So, because of that position of p orbital, perpendicular position of the p orbital to the plane of naphthalene, there is also a electron cloud above and below the plane of naphthalene. So, that electron cloud will attract the electrophile towards it, make electrophilic substitution reaction very easy to take place, while it will repel the nucleophile. Okay. So, it is again very tough for nucleophilic substitution reaction to take place in case of naphthalene also, as like in benzene. Okay. So, naphthalene preferentially undergone electrophilic substitution reaction along with other reactions. It undergoes oxidation, reduction, addition also. So, we started with the oxidation of the naphthalene. Okay. So, here you can see there is a different oxidizing agent which reacts with the naphthalene to produce different sort of product as a end products. So, we started with the reaction with KMnO4. So, KMnO4, as you all aware of that, it is a very good oxidizing agent. It reacted with the naphthalene in the presence of some strong acid as a catalyst. So, ring will be broken one of the benzene ring of the naphthalene will be broken and these two carbon atoms get oxidized and change into the carboxylic acid. So, as a result we are getting phthalic acid. Okay. When KMnO4 reacts with naphthalene in the presence of base, again oxidation occur, but at that time we are getting phthalonic acid as a result. Okay. Again we can also use chromic acid, which is again very strong oxidizing agents. So, this chromic acid means H2Cl2O7, it will react with the naphthalene and we are getting 1,4-naphthaquinone as a oxidized products. So, oxidation takes place on that carbon and that carbon, 1 and 4 carbon of the naphthalene. Again the another method for the oxidation of naphthalene includes the ozone in presence of zinc and water. So, when ozone react with the naphthalene, we are getting phthaldehyde as a products. Okay. So, again oxidation can also be done by the reaction of H2SO4 or HgSO4 with naphthalene and we are getting phthalic anhydride as a oxidized product. So, this is the different oxidation reactions given by the naphthalene by the reaction with different oxidizing agent of you can say variety of strength. Now, the second important reactions given by naphthalene is reduction. So, as like in oxidation we can also have different reducing agents of different capability. So, when we are using different reducing agents, the product form will be different in case of reduction reagents. So, first of all, when we use nickel as a catalyst and we heated naphthalene in presence of nickel, we are getting to find tetraline as a reduced product. So, one of the benzene ring get reduced means both the double bond will be broken and hydrogen will be added to those carbons. So, 4 hydrogen will be added to the naphthalene, one of the ring of the naphthalene and we are getting tetraline as a reduced products. Okay. This tetraline again get reduced. Okay. If we continue this reaction for a long time, so this tetraline again getting going reduced to form the decaline, means total 6 more hydrogen will be added to the second ring and we are getting decaline, means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 decahydroxy naphthalene we are getting. Okay. So, again naphthalene is reacted with the ethanol in the presence of sodium metal. So, you can say that partial reduction is occurring. Okay. One of the double bond get broken while other is rearranged itself and we are getting 1,4-dihydrodialine as a reduced product. Again here we are using nickel, again we are using nickel, but at that time temperature is low. So, we are getting tetraline. When we continue the reaction for a long time we are getting decaline, but at this time if temperature is very high we are directly getting decaline as a complete reduced product from the naphthalene. Okay. Now, again we can use sodium metal along with C5H12O. So, we are again getting tetraline. So, these are the reduced products which mainly consist of tetraline, decaline and 1,4-dihydrodialine of the naphthalene by the reactions of some very good reducing agents. Now, third reaction includes the addition reactions. You all aware of that what are the addition reactions actually. So, addition of bromine or chlorine to naphthalene gives naphthalene dibromide or naphthalene dichloride, whatever we want to add. If we are adding bromine to the naphthalene, we are getting dibromide naphthalene. If we are adding chlorine to the naphthalene, we are getting going to get naphthalene dichloride. Further addition of the bromine or chlorine results in the formation of naphthalene tetrabromide or naphthalene tetrachloride. So, in the starting when we add the bromine molecule to the naphthalene, we are getting dibromo or disubstituted product if we continue this reaction for a long time, then we are getting 1, 2, 3, 4 tetrabromonaphthalene, means tetra substituted products. Okay. Okay. The addition is also done in the presence of catalyst like iron. So, naphthalene is reacted with the chlorine and we are getting single substituted product, means a chloronaphthalene along with the formation of HCl. Now, as we discussed earlier that the most preferred reaction by the naphthalene is electrophilic substitution reaction, and we all know that what are the electrophilic substitution mainly have? It is having halogenation, nitration, sulfonation, Fiedler-Crafts acylation, Fiedler-Crafts alkylation. Okay. Then we are having this is actually chloromethylation, chloromethylation. Okay. So, these are all the reactions comes under the category of electrophilic substitution reaction. So, we all know that halogenation is done by the halogens like Cl2 or Br2. It always occur in the presence of anhydrous Lewis acid like AlCl3. Okay. The reagents for the nitration is used is HNO3 or mixture of the HNO3 or H2SO4. For sulfonation we are using concentrated or fuming H2SO4. For Fiedler-Crafts acylation we will use RCO, Cl or acetic anhydride. Then for Fiedler-Crafts alkylation we are using alkyl chloride as a reagent. Now we will go for one by one. First of all, we discussed the mechanism of the electrophilic substitution reaction in naphthalene. So, we all know that electrophilic substitution reaction mainly taking place in 3 steps, mainly 3 steps. Mechanism is having 3 steps. First is formation of carbocation and second is the removal of the proton. But for this reaction to take place, electrophilic substitution reaction takes place, we require some electrophile. So, we can consider the first step generation of electrophile. So, when we add up all 3, so we are having 3 main steps in this mechanism. First is generation of electrophile. In the second step, intermediate carbocation or we can say sigma complex is formed. In the third step, removal of the proton occur. So, now this is the reaction mechanism. Generation of electrophile, suppose we are having a reagent. So, by this reagent we generate the electrophile, this Y plus is our electrophile. In the second step, this electrophile will attack on the naphthalene and we are getting carbocation which will be stabilized by the resonance. Okay. Delocalization occur of this positive charge all along the touring of the naphthalene and we are getting the delocalized stabilized carbocation. Okay. In the third step, removal of the proton from the resonance structure and we are getting our substituted product at the last. So, this is all about we have discussed already. Now, come one by one. So, first reaction is halogenation. So, we are using bromine as a reagent. This bromine will gives us electrophile, this is Br plus, that Br plus will attack on this naphthalene as electron file. In the first step carbocation occur, formed. In the next step when proton will be removed, we are getting our substituted 1-bromonaphthalene as a product. Then we go for the nitration. So, again we need some reagent we need some reagent gives us nitro group as a electrophile. So, we will use the mixture of H2SO4 and HNO3 as a reagent. HNO3 and H2SO4 together will gives rise to the formation of NO2 electrophile. When this NO2 electrophile attack on the naphthalene, we are getting 1-nitronaphthalene as a product. Substituted products. So, here the electrophilic substitution reaction complete. Then third reaction contains sulfonation. Again the reagent for the generation of electrophile is H2SO4, concentrated H2SO4. From concentrated H2SO4 we are getting HSO3 plus okay, as a electrophile, that SO3H plus will attack on the naphthalene. So, there are two possibilities. If that attack takes place on low temperature, we are getting one substituted product. If that attack takes place on the higher temperature, it is about 140 degree centigrade, we are getting two substituted products. Okay. So, at this point we should have taken care of that the substitution will depend on the temperature of the reaction. Okay. Then we come for the Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction. Again we need a reagent for the electrophile generation. Okay. So, we use we can use acetyl chlorides or we can use acetic anhydride sometime. So, here we are using acetyl chloride, this is CH3COCl, it in the presence of anhydrous Lewis acid like AlCl3, it provides the RCO electrophile, that RCO here in place of acetyl chloride, this is CH3CO, okay, plus. Now, this group is going to attack on naphthalene and we are getting substituted product as methyl beta naphthyl ketone. Okay. Now, next reaction is Friedel-Crafts alkylation reaction. The reagent for alkylation reaction is Rx, means alkyl halide. It gives rise to the electrophile R plus. That electrophile will attack on this naphthalene. In the first step, we will get intermediate carbocation, which is stabilized by the different resonance structures. After that, one proton will be removed from that intermediate carbocation and we are getting our substituted product. Okay. So, here depending on the reaction condition to make sure products are formed, one is alpha methyl naphthalene, means substitution occur at the first position, and beta methyl naphthalene means substitution will occur at the beta carbon or the second carbon. Okay. Then the next reaction occurs mainly chloromethylation, okay, chloromethylation or chloromethylation. Here we use formaldehyde as a reagent in the presence of HCl. So, we are getting reagent CH2Cl plus, which will be acting as a electrophile and that attacks on the naphthalene at first position or the alpha carbon and we are getting our substituted product as 1 chloromethyl naphthalene. So, these are the electrophilic substitution reactions which is taking place in case of naphthalene. Then we come for the next part of our lecture, which includes uses of naphthalene. So, one of the major use of naphthalene is for the production of naphthals. Okay. So, naphthalene is used for the production of naphthals like alpha naphthals and beta naphthals. Okay. Alpha and beta naphthals are used as a reagent in various quantitative tests used in the organic chemistry. Then they are also used for the production of dyes like phenyl azo beta naphthol, red dyes. Okay. So, again it is very important reactions. It is also known as Sudan 1 dyes. Okay. These are the structure, as you clearly you can clearly see that there is a naphthalene moiety present in the structure of this particular phenyl azo beta naphthol dyes. Naphthol is also having the naphthalene. Then it is also used for the preparing of drugs like propanol. You know that propanol is a very important drug used in the hypertension. Then it is also used in the preparation of menindione and tonflates. Know that this is propanol, it is used in hypertension and angina pectoris, which is a very dangerous disease, cardiac disease. Okay. Then you know menindione is used as anticoagulants. Okay. Then tonflate is also used for the skin infections. So, these are the very important molecule which was prepared by the naphthalene. Okay. So, again there are certain points which have to be clear about the reaction of naphthalene, as I said that naphthalene preferred electrophilic substitution reaction. Okay. So, I already explained how electrophilic substitution reaction is preferred because there is a possibilities of electron cloud above and below of the benzene ring. Okay. So, here why naphthalene undergoes electrophilic substitution reaction at alpha position as compared to the beta position. Okay, so, I just want to suppose here you can see electrophilic substitution reaction. Now, we are going for the structure. It is naphthalene. Okay. 1, 2, how we can number it like that. So, you can see that these four carbon atoms are equivalent. Okay. They are similar in their chemical properties and physical properties. Okay. While these 4 carbon atoms are similar. Okay. These carbon atoms are known as alpha carbon and these carbon atoms are known as beta carbon. Okay. So, when we go for the substitution of the naphthalene reaction, okay. So, there will be 2 possibilities. Electrophilic substitution reaction either takes place on the alpha carbon or it will takes place on the beta carbon. Okay. So, how can we know that at which carbon electrophilic substitution reaction will takes place? Okay. So, it is very simple to know. Yeah. So, what we will do? We just go for both the substitution. Suppose I just write down here. Okay, just a minute. Okay. So, suppose this is naphthalene, alpha carbon and beta carbon. Okay. Now, we go for the electrophilic substitution reaction. So, substitution will takes place at alpha position or at beta position. Okay. There are 2 possibilities. This E will attack on the alpha carbon or beta carbon. So, in the first case, if it attack on the alpha carbon like this, a positive charge will be generated on this carbon when electrophile attack on the alpha carbon. If it will attack on the beta carbon like this, then a positive charge will be generated on this carbon. Now, that positive charge will be delocalized all along the 2 rings. Okay. Based on that, different resonating structure will be possible. In the attack on beta carbon, then again we are having intermediate carbocation that will be stabilized by the resonance. Okay. That positive charge will also delocalize all along the rings, 2 benzene rings of naphthalene, and when drawing the resonating structure in both the reactions or both the attacks on alpha and beta position, we have to taken care of what? Just a minute. Now come to the point. The carbocation resulting from the alpha position attack. The attach of electrophile is resonance hybrid of A, B and C, a structure of beta derivative. Similarly, the carbocation resulting from the beta attack, okay, attach of electrophile is resonance hybrid of D, E and F structure. Contributing the structure A, B and D of the carbocation contain one intact benzene ring. So, more stable as the compared to the other structure. So, alpha substitution is more stable as compared to the beta substitution due to the formation of more stable carbocation intermediate. In alpha attachment, A and B are stable structure are formed. In beta attachment, only D stable isomers are formed. So, we have to check the stability of intermediate carbocation when we attack this. Suppose here in this reaction, electrophile Y attack on the alpha carbon here, the positive charge will be generated here. Now, this positive charge will be localized all along the ring. So, we are getting first resonating structure as B, we are getting C when this positive charge is moved towards that carbon, then that positive charge will move towards this carbon and we are getting resonating structure D, and in the next stage this positive charge again going to the same carbon like this. Okay. So, here 3 carbocation resonating structure, here also 3 resonating structure in case of beta attack. So, what is the difference in between them? So, you can see that in case of attack on alpha carbon, 3 resonating structure is there. Out of 3, in 2 structure benzene ring is intact. Here in the structure A and B, this benzene ring intact, while in C there is no benzene ring intact. Okay. When we go for the beta substitution, here you can see 3 resonating structure is also possible. In 3 resonating structure out of 2 structure, here here benzene rings is intact, while in case of third structure benzene ring is not intact. Okay. So, you can say that in both the substitution benzene rings is intact out of 3 in 2 structure out of 3 structure, but in case of substitution at alpha position, you may see there what is the difference. What is the difference out there? Here you can see that actually 3 things we have to say that the stability of carbocation is defined by the 2 or 3 things. First of all, we will see that the nature of carbocation. If it is tertiary carbocation is always more stable than the secondary, which in turns more stable than the primary. If these conditions are similar in both the cases, then we will go that and see that how many benzene rings are intact in how many structure, means octet are complete or not in the structures. If this is also similar, then we go for the nature of the positive, the carbon of which bear the positive charge. So, here we can see that alpha substitution is taking place in case of naphthalene, which provide the more stable intermediate carbocation. Okay. So, naphthalene will always yield electrophilic substitution reaction at alpha position. So, it is all about the chemical reactions of naphthalene. We have also seen the uses of naphthalene. So, as I have already told you that it is having characteristic odor. Because of that odor, it is also used in the preparation of naphtha balls, which is very commonly used in the domestic purpose, okay, for the keeping of cloths. Then as you can see that it is also used for the naphthalene, naphthol, alpha and beta naphthol. I have already told you that alpha and beta naphthol are used in the different quantitative tests in organic chemistry, and especially beta naphthol is used many times. Then phenyl azobeta naphthol is also prepared by the naphthalene, which is used as a dye in garment industry. Then it is also used for the preparation of manidric many drugs of out of which the important is propranolol, menindione and tolfenate, which is used for hypertension, angina pectoris, anticoagulant and skin infections respectively. So, I am hoping that this information is very useful for you and you will use it for your exams preparedness. So, with this I am just finishing my lecture, and thank you so much for your patience listening. Thank you so much.